Hey guys, Portia here and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you have had an amazing Christmas and New Year's with your loved ones. So today I'm going to be talking about my partial molar pregnancy and obviously my 6-week loss that went with that. I have written it down all on my phone and my notes because it's literally been 4 years since I've had to really think about all of this. And I just want to get everything that you really need to know to educate yourself around partial molar pregnancy. Going back to the very beginning when I took the pregnancy test, I don't even know why I took the test, to be honest. I don't know if I was like feeling a little bit sick or what went on in my mind to be like, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test, but I did, and I went into the bathroom, took the test, didn't look at it straight away, I don't think. I was like fluffing around getting ready for work. So I was a beautician at the time. I lived like right around the corner, so I just got to walk to work, which was really cool. And then I looked at, it was like 10 minutes until I had to go, and I looked at the test and I was pregnant. Well, 2 lines were up there and I was like, what? Oh my god. I think I was just like, no, like this can't be happening. I was walking to work and I rang my best friend and I was like, gotta tell you something, pregnant, what the hell am I gonna do? And she was just like, oh my god, are you serious? Are you actually serious? She's like, oh, I'll bring a pregnancy test out to you after work, and you can do another one and it'll be a different brand, so that if this one says negative, maybe the other one is wrong. And I was like, yeah, perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. Maybe there's a chance that I'm not. At the time I was 21, turning 22, and wasn't wanting to have kids at that point. Like I had a lot of like goals that I wanted to like do with my partner beforehand, like whether we went traveling or saved to buy a house or whatever. Like it just wasn't on the cards at the time. I was always excited to have kids. I've always wanted to be a mom, but at the time it just wasn't what I was expecting. Done my clients and she came and we're done the next test, and she was just quiet for a little bit and then she started laughing and I was like, oh no, I'm pregnant. And then she obviously confirmed it, and then I was walking home and I had all these scenarios in my head on how I was going to tell my partner, because I had told him I was staying late a little bit after work because my friend needed help, and he was like, oh, I hope she's okay and everything. I was like, yeah, no, she's fine. And then when I got home he asked me how she was, and I was like, yeah, no, she's okay. I'll tell you about it later, because at the time we were living with his family and it's not like I wanted to blurt out that I was pregnant. So when we went to bed, we were like lying there and I was like on my phone and I was just thinking, how am I going to tell him? And I could kind of tell he kind of knew something was up, and he was like, do you want to talk about it? And I was like, no, not yet. He was like, okay. Then he's like, well, can you turn off the light? And I said no. And he's like, what, why? But I just felt like if I turned off the light, we're going to sleep and we're never going to talk about it. So yeah, I ended up just telling him, just saying, oh, I'm pregnant, and he was so good about it. He was just saying, you know, everything's gonna be okay, and he's super excited and everything, so that made me feel a bit better. We had our dating scan and we seen the little bean. I've actually still got the ultrasound photo, so there it is. You can see that tiny little bean. I think that's this little heart, the little flicker. I don't know what that is. Oh, that was just the heart rate, but that's it there. I've written on here, so I think the 25th of May was either we found out or that's when we conceived, and then the 13th of July was when the baby wasn't alive, like it had passed away at that point due to the partial molar. And then the 18th of August was when we got the partial molar and baby removed. So I was super sick. I can't even explain how ill I felt. I don't know if it was the partial molar doing that to me. It probably was, because every other pregnancy that I had, I wasn't that ill. It's like severely ill. I could hardly eat. I was so fatigued. I just didn't want to get out of bed. I just wanted to be like in a room, curtain shut, and I just wanted to be left alone pretty much. I like craved oranges. It's the one thing I just like ate so much of, so I don't know whether it was like the vitamin C that I needed. The one thing that I hated, I don't know if any of you had like had something that you just absolutely hated when you were pregnant, but mine were onions. Like onions were a no-go for me. If someone was cooking them, I could smell them from a mile away, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. So we came to the day that we were going to see our baby on a little screen, which I was super excited about. Through like obviously being sick and everything, I was like, yeah, I actually get to see my child. So we went to the ultrasound. My sister-in-law came. My partner was at work at the time, so she came for moral support and got on the table, and obviously she started having a look for the baby, and on the screen you just couldn't see anything. Like I was like, where is it? And I could tell my sister-in-law, because she obviously had already had a kid, so she knew what she was looking for, and I could tell she kind of looked a little worried. And then the lady just keeps looking around at my uterus, and I was like, what is going on? Like, why can't I see anything? And I had no idea what to expect, because this was my first pregnancy. I don't know if it was tiny or what I was looking for. So and then the lady that was doing it too, she's very just cut to the chase. She doesn't beat around the bush. She just tells you how it is. And I'm more of a person that just wants to know, you know, just let me down slowly. But she was just like, you know, cutthroat, and she was just like, so your baby hasn't been growing for since 6 weeks. You've only got a 6-week fetus that has a heartbeat, and you also have a growth which is called a partial molar, and told me about that. And then she said that we needed to get that removed instantly. So she pretty much pushed aside the fact that we had lost, you know, our pregnancy, and was just going on about this partial molar. And of course I went home and started Googling. Guys, don't ever Google anything, it just tells you you're gonna die. So because if it's left untreated, a partial molar can become cancerous, and I think that's what the lady who done the ultrasound was most worried about, and same with my midwife. So within 48 hours I pretty much had everything removed through a D&C. So D&C is when you get everything cleaned out of uterus, and pretty much the lining of uterus cleaned out, so all the tissue and everything. And then they tested my molar, and I think it was like a week or so you have to wait for your results, and that came back clear, so that was really good. It was a big relief. And that same day I had surgery, I got to go home, but for the following treatment you have to get blood tests, because they check for your HCG levels. So the partial molar is the same hormone, so they need to make sure that that's gone, and then because it can still pretty much say that you're pregnant even though that there's no baby in there, if that makes sense. So for 8 weeks I had to have that done, and that was horrible, just getting needles in you every time. And it was because I was quite sick, I couldn't get the needle, I couldn't get the needle in very easily, so I just had bruised and battered arms for a while until they healed, until after all that. And I think they said I had to wait 6 weeks after all of that to try for a baby again, and it was definitely on the cards to try again. I think it was more the fact that, like, because we got so excited and that it got kind of like ripped away, that we were like, no, actually, yeah, we do want a kid, and all that. But I'll go into that in another video, because obviously that was my 14-week loss. And the grief all behind that was very hard for me, because I didn't really get to grieve. It was just straight all about the partial molar and everything, and then I was just like, hey, hang on a second, no, we did have a pregnancy and it did mean something. And that was really hard, because it's hard for anyone that loses a pregnancy or a child or anything like that. So what is a partial molar pregnancy? I also have this on my phone too, so that I can explain it better to you guys, because it's very hard to get the right terminology on the top of my head. So A partial molar pregnancy is a variation of a molar pregnancy, an abnormal pregnancy in which an embryo either develops incompletely or doesn't develop at all. Instead, a cluster of grape-like cysts grows in the uterus. And what is a full or complete molar? So a complete molar is different to what I had, but I thought I would just kind of like shed light on that as well, because that is also very possible. So a complete molar is only placental parts, so there's no baby, and form when the sperm fertilizes an empty egg. Because the egg is empty, no baby is formed, and the placenta grows and produces the pregnancy hormone, HCG. Unfortunately, an ultrasound will show that there is no fetus, only placenta. So that's why with mine I only had partial, because I don't know if mine started growing, obviously started growing from the 6 weeks, or if it grew and then took over the life of the baby. Super confusing, never heard of it before until it happened to me. So for those of you who have ever gone through it, I'm so sorry. No one should ever have to go through that. I hope I have shed enough light on partial molar pregnancy. I really wanted to give you the basics of everything that I think that you need to know, but if you have any more questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. You can comment below, or you can find me on Instagram. My little handle is on my YouTube channel, and you can just click it and you'll find me straight away. Again, I just want to say thank you for your support for my first video. It was super scary starting this and being vulnerable in front of you guys, but it's worth it, and if I can connect with anyone and help anyone, that's my main goal. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.